All right, welcome back. This is going to be my 1 week review on the iPhone Air. All right, first of all, um, I've been using for a week what people are calling Apple's most innovative iPhone in years, and honestly, it is. The design changed the first time, and honestly, a lot of times you pick it up, it's magical. Like there's nothing like it. However, that magic does fade, and I'll get to that in a little bit. The build quality is immediately astounding. You got that nice titanium finish. It's not like the one on the 15 and 16 Pro where it's that brushed titanium. Instead, they went for a polished titanium frame and that nice glass back. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is the blue variant. Honestly, if you're looking on Apple's website and you like that blue, it's not blue. It's another shade of white, and honestly, you can't tell. Just get white if you want white, but honestly, if you want, it's not blue. It doesn't look as blue as on the website, but it's not a bad color. I just think it looks too much white to be considered a sky blue. But the build quality, astounding. It feels amazing in the hand. The ergonomics are just, they rounded those corners beautifully, and there's just nothing like holding this thing. However, after the first few days, that magic does wear off. I have been using this thing for a week now straight, daily driving it alongside my Apple Watch. And it doesn't feel the same as when you first pick it up, if that makes sense. I you My main phone is an iPhone 16 Pro, the one I'm recording on right now, and if you do, here's a note. If you do want that magic back, go back to using the 16 Pro for a day or two and then come back and this thing will feel amazing again. Every time I pick up my 16 Pro now, it feels like a freaking brick. I will say that. But and the iPhone 16 Pro, it's not that big of a device. It's not that super bulky, but it is quite a bit thicker than this guy. But the elephant in the room, battery life and durability, are not that big of an elephant as people might think. So, for reference, I work 10-hour days. I am outside. I usually stream music in my earbud all day. I'll usually run out the battery life on one of my earbuds throughout the day. And I'm usually streaming music. I'll take it out. I'll snap a few people. I'll text. I will maybe occasionally take a call. But I'm using it moderately throughout the day. I have not run into a point where this has gotten under 20% after 5 p.m. But I mean before 5 p.m. The battery life is honestly on par with my 16 Pro, and that is crazy to me. And durability wise, I haven't exactly babied the thing, but I haven't been rough on it, but this thing is still pristine. However, the sides are still a fingerprint magnet. They do get very fingerprinty. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it does get a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, but it is a lot easier to fingerprint than the aluminum models on the base 17 or 16. But scratching, I don't see any major, like, I haven't really caused any major scratches, any dings. I've only chipped my screen protector. I don't know how, but build quality is astounding, blew my mind away, and just feels amazing to hold in the hand. My 16 Pro, if I'm holding that thing in my hand for more than 30 minutes and I'm just scrolling or something, that thing will start to make my pinky numb. My hand is going to get tired, but this thing, I have not run into that yet. It's just amazing how light this thing is. But now that that's out of the way, the trade-offs. Obviously, you can't fit that much tech in this form factor. So what you're going to have to trade off, the biggest three things are: one, battery life. We already talked about that. Two, the camera. And three, just overall performance. Um, First of all, the camera. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed in the camera, but I'm not impressed. It still takes amazing photos at that 1x and 2x oh, op, optical zoom. Um, it still takes amazing photos. It's got that 28 and 35 millimeter lens that they throw in there, the optical quality. It still looks great. Like they still take fantastic photos. Like even at the 2x zoom, they still look great. That fusion camera in there, but it doesn't even come close to what the 16 Pro can do, and that's last gen's phone. I'm not even comparing it to the newest phone. It's just for people who take a lot of photos and to like to get really technical, you are going to feel this and it's going to hit you hard, especially with that lack of ultra wide camera, because you're not going to be able to get those 0.5 photos. If you're Gen Z, then you might not like this phone. Um, if you like filming cinematic mode, that ain't gonna work out so well. But honestly, if you're just a casual picture taker, like say a mom, booyah, just taking the occasional photo on a walk, just taking a photo of sunset or something, I believe this camera can get it done for you. But overall performance, I have not really pushed this thing to its limit. I'm not a big gamer. I do not run that intensive of tasks. I just kind of use it throughout the day. The only time I noticed it was really heating up was when I'm like using it continuously, going back and forth, snapping people, taking video snaps, like doing lots of stuff like that, taking a lot of pictures, like, and it takes a little bit for it to heat up. I definitely say it heats up quicker than my 16 Pro, but it's not terrible. And it doesn't heat up on the screen. It heats up right around here in this camera plateau because that's where a lot of the components are. That's where they had to shove a bit. That's where they had to shove a bunch up because of that big battery. But it's not it's not horrendous. If you're more of a casual user like I am, honestly, I've not run into overheating all that much. It's not that bad, but I can consistently pull off a full day out of this thing. Battery life wise and performance wise, it does everything I need. But that A19 Pro chip, it can handle pretty much anything I throw at it. But keep in mind, I am a casual user. But honestly, it's not that bad. But so honestly, the only thing it would get me to fully switch over to the iPhone Air and use that as my daily drive phone from now on is that camera. I love taking photos. I install permanent holiday lighting. I like taking a few photos when I'm done like just to take a few. I like just taking nice photos just for myself to enjoy. But and this camera just can't really get me there. But the battery life is not something that will make me switch. If I would daily this thing with the battery life, like it basically is around my 16 Pros. Like it's not that bad. But like this thing also isn't bending. It's not gonna break. This thing is pretty dang tough. I've been I've been just throwing a case on it. It's just an $8 case I found on Amazon. Um, Taking it to work, daily driving that, but and that C1X modem, like I have not noticed any like super like if it's snappy, like internet is snappy, still feel those 5G speeds, like it feels on par with my 16 Pro. So basically everything but the camera and just the camera and the overheating, those are the only things that aren't really on par with the 16 Pro. One big upgrade though they made this year is that selfie camera on the front. That thing is pretty good. I did mention earlier with that one camera you don't get that ultra wide camera. However, this selfie camera with that center stage, they put that square sensor in there and they made it so you can really zoom out when you're taking a selfie. It can intelligently zoom in and out, and it honestly feels like you're taking a 0.5. Like it gives that feel. So if you're taking photos with friends and you're doing that, like, it feels like you're taking a 0.5. Even in, like, you can take those landscape photos. So if you're worried about that, and if that's fine with you, then I say go for it. But final verdict, who is this phone for? If you don't mind spending a little more for this phone over the base iPhone 17 and you're looking for an upgrade and you really value the Apple feel, I say 200% go for it. It is an experience unlike no other. But that magic does seem to fade away a little bit, but it's a great conversation starter. I was at Mod Pizza, pulled out my phone to go to Apple Pay, and instantly just started talking at work. I work at Texas Roadhouse on the weekends. We're talking. It's a great conversation starter. But fantastic phone. It's magical, honestly. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, it still feels amazing in my pocket. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to downplay it in any way. It still is an extremely lightweight design and it feels amazing in the hand. It just, there's like a honeymoon phase to it. But if you appreciate thin design and appreciate build quality and all that, I say go for it. I'm an Apple nerd. I, of course, had to pick this up, even though I'm kind of broke. But honestly, I don't mind this thing, but I just can't switch over fully to it quite yet. I will be switching back to my 16 Pro probably today. And honestly, it's kind of sad. I'm going to miss this thing. I'm still obviously going to have it, but I'm just going to miss daily driving it. But it's just not everything I need it to be. But that being said, it is still a fantastic Apple product. Tim cooked with this one. But those are my 1 week thoughts, and see you guys in the next one.